Oi, oi.
Combinations of so many different types of chemicals that it's often not possible for scientists to tell if and how specific ones can affect our health. But in the case of endocrine disrupting chemicals, or EDCs, the World Health Organization says it's wise to take precautions.
Oi. Fucking eyes. In my channel. There it is. So what did I say? What am I looking at? What am I looking at? Blah, blah, blah. Police still want 50 people after that, for that rioting that took place at the stabbing. They still want 50 people for that. Good luck. Military raids in refugee camps in Palestine. So we move Palestinians, put them in camps, so they're like out of the way, and then we go and raid the camps. I think nine dead after raiding the camp, something like that. Oh, the United States approved $100 billion to aid Ukraine. $100 billion. Burned out. Fucking nuclear shit again. Not talking about nuclear. We really need to hurry up and find something else. Like, yeah, okay, it doesn't have much waste, but the waste is very contaminated. So natural uranium, usually, you could probably eat a gram of natural uranium, depending on how pure it is, like how concentrated it is. And that 1 gram in that one sitting is your entire year's dose of all radiation. Or you can eat 1 gram of the uranium we enrich for fuel, and you'll be dead in about probably a day or two, couple of days. 10,000 times more radioactive. Liberal government are going to ask the coal industry, the current coal-fired plants that are all shutting down, like in the next 5 years. I don't know how the fucking hell they got this timeline going, but anyway, he's going to ask them to extend out because it takes 25 to 30 years to build a fucking nuclear power plant. So we're going to need coal for 25 or 30 years before we can even turn on a nuclear power plant. Hey, Jules. I had a look at a video yesterday, just the maths and things like that to do with it. Oh, and then Dutton, fucking, he must be watching the same shit I'm watching. He's like, oh no, we'll just get them small modular reactors and put them every fucking 10 blocks. I thought that was a good idea too. Till I had someone with a larger brain do the maths, and there's 30 times more waste than a large commercial reactor. Oh, also, something miraculous happened. Uh, the military said that there's radiation and it kills you. And then some dude said there's not, and he swims around in it and he doesn't die. And then 2024, radiation kills you again. Oh, this social media shit. You saying this shit? Jules. Hey, Emma. See this social media shit this morning. Our country is going to take Elon Musk to court, basically. He has to abide by our laws or some shit. He reckons he doesn't have to. Dutton reckons you want to operate in our country, have to operate under our laws. They're all worried about crazy things that people get to see on social media. Know why they're worried about it? The children. What about the children? The children. The children are seeing this stuff on the social media. They just go on the internet to talk with their friends, and then next minute they're bombarded with stabbings. No. No. That's not how it works too. Fucking what's your kid doing on an adult platform? Peter Dutton. I don't allow my kids social media access because of the content. That's what all parents should do. We don't let them go to pubs when they're 10 and 8. No? They can't go buy pornography out of pawn shops. But we're going to police adults and stop us, adults, from seeing real things in the world because some of you just hand your friggin' phones to your kids and let them look at whatever they want. That shit ain't on me. Stop trying to police me and what I can see because you will not look after your own fucking children. Oh, I got one for you, Jules. Tennessee bans chemtrails. It's only a short one, mate. There's my morning bitching. I think next time I'm gonna do it when I wake up. You can't like be up early if you want to see it. See it live. Me drinking a coffee, bitching at the news. What's this shit? Fucking Pelosi. Fucking Kennedy. Alright, cunts. Thanks for rolling it. Yeah. Hell. Fucking hell. Buttons. Buttons. More buttons. 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 Button. And button. There you go. Should have left it 2 more weeks. God damn it. Mine had to come down. Had bud rot. Had bud rot. 3 places of bud rot. Cold weather, wet bud rot. Not caterpillar bud rot. Cold, shitty weather bud rot. Meaning all the cold, shitty weather would have promoted more bud rot because we only had cold, shitty weather. So it would have ruined all that weed if I had left it out there. Which sucks, man. Another weed, it would have done it, yeah. Added a little bit more. Camera. Pop your camera up, give a wave, and then turn it back off. God damn it, man. What's with this fucking... You trying to fucking schmeckle fucking bomb me? Dude, huh? Why you bail? Yeah, Hammer already brought a Harley, Brendan. Ah. I didn't recognize the name. I'm just like, who the fuck this? Yeah, sweet Jules. You spark one up, fucking... a mouthful, maybe. I'll sip it. And I'll drop the link in here for everyone. Do. So you see that bit I played just before, chemicals found in common plastics? 800 fucking chemicals, bro. Get me in trouble playing this.
EDCs that may mimic, block or interfere with the body's hormones.
They can interfere with our normal regulation of our body, and so that's what could be quite dangerous about them.
EDCs are linked to a variety of illnesses.
Oh yeah, that's great.
From cancers to cardiovascular disease and a long list of other health issues like infertility and learning disabilities. Research.
Alright, so you see that picture that they just had up with the fucking container and you're hearing the microwave beeping and shit? How many of you people are living like that? You people! I'm part of you people. But I try not to use plastic. I've always been weird with plastic even when I was young. It's like I always knew something was wrong with it or something. Except if it was guns or knives. Gotta have me fake guns and knives for me Rambo show bag. Hey, Fratelli. Monty and Fertel and Brendan and Emmo and RC and the Hookster. Jules is sparking one up. I'll drop the link in a sec. I'll go have a gaze, see where he is. Subscriptions. He's not up yet. No. So you hear that? 800 chemicals in plastics. And they don't even know like 100% know what they do to you. All they know is that they're bad, and from what they found, that they're worse than they thought. There's 800 of them, just in plastic. Every time you're touching the plastic and drinking out the plastic and eating out the plastic, you're bathing yourself in these chemicals, flooding your body with these chemicals, endocrine disruptors. And we barely understand the endocrine system. Barely. Like an endocrinologist is like a witch doctor, bro. And yet we got 800 chemicals just in plastic that are fucking with that thing. Do you eat water? Do you not eat your water and the bottle too? You don't have to eat it apparently, which sucks. You would think if someone made a plastic bottle, they would make it so it wouldn't leach the stuff from the plastic into your water, yeah? That's what I would like. And if BPA, like, this shit's bad for you, that's one we know, so we took it out. So what? There used to be 801, now there's 800. And that news story, what's this from? It's from Lee. Oh no, it looked like ABC or something from the way they were talking. Move, move, Fratelli, move around. Push the button, damn it. Is your phone still fucked up, Jules? I know, see you up there, bro. I cannot drop your link if there's no link to drop. I wake up and go on the PC and then go back to bed. Yeah, bro, for sure. Your body is like way more active than what you're doing. So you're diminishing yourself. Your body is like, oh, we don't even need to be like we are, and we're not even at a capacity that's pushing. We're not even breaking even yet. Like you got too much. So your body's like winding itself down and making itself less capable, so you become more tired and adapt to a sedentary lifestyle, which is bad because sedentary lifestyle is really bad for disease. Took some photos. Yeah, I don't know what you want out of your life or anything, Raquel. So you just can take this, use it however you want, bro. But you need to wake up at a consistent time. You need to go to bed at a consistent time within the hour or 2 hours. Like, give yourself a time and rise and sleep within the hour or 2 hours of that time. I know I'm not gonna tell you to be perfect. You know, it's hard to be perfect. Look in your food intake again needs to be consistent. So eat breakfast, eat lunch, eat tea, and be active. You're gonna have to find yourself a hobby. Like you look like mushies and shit. Go on these mushy walks, bro. You don't have to pick a mushy every time. Just go on the walk. And dude, it sounds like you've been sitting around for a while. The way you talk about your health and that, maybe it's from sitting around for a while. So don't dive straight back in. You can't just go flat out from nothing. Well, I wouldn't advise it. You can, but I wouldn't advise it because you'll probably feel shitty and then you won't want to do it again. See, my life is struggle, and everyone's life is, and I don't have no illusion of that. Like, understand you get out what you put in. Nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is given. You got to put your time in, earn money to get the things you want. You got to put the time in, make relationships to get the things you want. And it's going from zero to flat out, like it might dishearten you, and I wouldn't want that. But some people like that challenge. Like I like being in a place where I feel like I'm about to fail because then I can strive and overcome and conquer. You gotta have that attitude in you. I don't know how it got in me, but it's just like never stop, never quit, and like all your fucking '90s fucking shoe brands, bro. Your mental health is your life. So depending on your life depends on your mental health. You change your life, you can change your mental health. Many many things that people would categorize as whatever things in our society today. But do you know what I do? I just live. When I find I have anxiety and I feel like I want to shut in, I get out and I make myself be out there because then that way I can be uncomfortable and tell myself, bro, this is fucking life, mate. You better get the fuck over this shit. You can choose. You can walk around amongst all these people feeling shitty, or you can walk around amongst all these people feeling normal. Up to you. You got to be hard with yourself. You got to. Well, I find it better for me, but I'm always on myself. Always telling myself all the time. Whenever I try to lie to myself, whenever I try to be lazy, whenever I try to cut a corner, whenever I try and eat a food that I know I shouldn't be eating, I chastise myself. Hey, Jules.
Morning, brother. There you go.
Yeah, not too bad, man.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Trimming sucks, bro.
Yeah.
Trimming sucks. But this is bruv, but not even half of it can't. You know what I mean? It's the back half's gone. I could leave the front for another week. It doesn't even look like it's been affected, bro. To be honest, not gonna lie. Took a good whack though.
Yeah.
But
You got nice sun there today, bro.
I know. I know. Could have left it for another week, but here's the thing, bro. My jar's getting a little bit low, right? And I'm like, I could time this perfectly, bro. If I pulled them ones, I can fucking smell them, bro. It stinks like fucking here. It's stupid. But I figured if I pulled some shit early, I have stuff to smoke down the track as well before I finish pulling the whole thing. But I reckon I should pull the rest of it today. What do you reckon? Or should I leave it? Should I just let it go?
Bro, at this point, fucking up to you.
Yeah.
If you want to try something, you haven't tried, or something like
Yeah.
that. Take it day by day, small steps for tell. Like I don't, like I said, I don't know how you treat yourself. I don't know that you're as harsh on yourself as I am on me. So I don't want to tell you to just do what I do. I don't know if that'll work for you. You might break a bit.
Fattel's a big thinker, my bro. He's got a good brain on him too.
Even where I am now in my life, there's not much that I think that I can't do.
Yeah, that's it. But I was just sitting there thinking that, like, there's not much I'm not capable of. It's just I can't apply myself. You know what I mean?
Well, see, I'm lucky. I can apply myself, but
You got bongs, PTP?
I got a bomb.
Do you want to see my fucking dry room, bro? It's fucking back there in the bathroom in the dark with a fan on.
Oh yeah.
And last night I just slept with the windows open because it was freezing, bro. So I'm like, yeah, that should get some cold air circulating through. Like, fuck. Yeah, I'm like, save money. Don't use the air conditioner. It's so cold, man. I'm like, 2 blankets. Lucy's fucking right up on the pillow. I'm like pulling her in, using her as a pillow pet, bro. Like, fuck, it's cold. Yeah, look, last night I slept so good, bro. I slept so good. You know what I mean? I think it's just because it's at the end. If someone come and took the whole thing, I'd be really angry. But if they only got a part of it, I wouldn't really give a fuck. I still would, but like, it's just fucking. Yeah, I let my paranoia get the better of me sometimes,
Yeah, I do too. Even though I should know better.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I definitely felt better.
I have to sit back sometimes and go, is somebody seriously going to come here and actually try something? Because a lot of the time they just like to sit out the front, and they won't do nothing. And it's as far as it's ever gone, bro. But, yeah. Nah, I'm fucking silly. Should have left.
For tell, I say I all the time. Apparently that's a narcissistic trait. I doubt it, bro. I doubt very much I'm a narcissist. I don't know how to. Maybe my vocabulary is limited or something. And my interactions with people aren't. Well, on YouTube I can do a little bit more, but my interactions are mostly based on experience. Yeah, so someone will tell me something, and even though they may only want to tell me just to get something off their chest or whatever, they don't want no feedback. I think that you're telling me a problem, and I try and fix it. I don't know why I do this to people, but I do. As soon as someone talks to me, I'm like, oh, the motherfucker's got a problem. What? I got it. So then I'll try and fix it so you can fuck off. Be more self-sufficient and not bother me with problems, so I can do more of what I want to do, because I tend to look after people a lot. And I know that probably sounded pretty fucking bad, but that's the end of it. When I'm doing so much for other people that I start to realize that I'm not doing all I need to do for me. That's when I start to sort of feel like that.
Is that the real Google, eh?
Hey, where the fuck's my picture, cunt? What, you run the PT picture for 24 hours and that's it? Who we got up here now? How come I've seen that face? How do I know that face? You usually foretell when we're questioning others. Like, look, when I was younger, maybe I did it a little bit more, but now definitely I only do it if people are taken from me. If people are taking too much from me and I can't afford to give it, that's when I get like that, because that's the point where I start to have to deal with facts and realize that I have to limit what I do with these people, otherwise I'm going to hurt myself. But yeah, I got this thing where I want everyone to be self-sufficient and take care of their own shit, and we join together when we need to take care of bigger problems. Who we got in there? Motley?
Hey boys, how are we?
Not bad, mate. You see, where is it? Community. $100 billion aid approved for Ukraine by the Americans.
Yeah, yep. And only 14.1 or 12.1, something like that, goes to Israel.
Oh shit! I didn't even see
like
that.
fucking, that's what I was like. I was actually shocked the other day when I looked at it and stuff like that, the aid bills, because like to try and get the Ukrainian one passed, they had to add it to have them passed as a joint one with Israel, and then there's a third bit of aid that I don't remember exactly where that goes, but I think it's just foreign policy aid that might be spread around the globe. Aid packages to various countries around the globe that weren't broken down independently, but Ukraine was, at first I've seen 80 billion, right? Like all up, it's a few billion or whatever dollars worth of stuff, like $100 billion worth of stuff. Ukraine copped 80 billion of it. Israel 12 or 14 billion, and the other, whatever left over, went to the other people, which was about 5 billion or something like that.
Damn.
I was actually shocked. Like, I was like, if US only have to supplement Israel's like war economy by 14 billion at most, like the higher estimate, they're pretty self-sufficient then, aren't they, compared to Ukraine?
Well, yeah, but they're also selling 99.9% of the arms in a way that they don't have to put it through to get aid.
But I'm also thinking like Israel's in a lot smaller war compared to fucking Ukraine as well.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. 7 months in. We're 7 months in on a piece of land that is how long again? And 4 kilometers fucking wide. Something like 2.3 kilometers wide in some places. And
that's not even a conventional war either. It's just like a counterinsurgency, like anti-terror war, like what we fought in Afghan and Iraq. Like a later part of Iraq, the first bit was against Saddam's conventional military, but
the same war Israel been cutting their teeth on for decades, that are coming up with guns that shoot around corners, urban warfare. They've been in that shit so much that we went and grabbed them to train our people. And they're 7 months in and they ain't done shit.
Yeah, we definitely look at their urban warfare, because most of all there is urban warfare. We do look at their tactics and take what we think works from it.
Fucking grained out, boys. Too much backy.
You grained out?
Yeah, bro. I got fucking JPS Reds in the mix. I put it a bit too heavy. I haven't eaten this. I haven't had brekkie, you know.
How can you be grained out with too much backy? That's browned out, bro.
I know, bro. That's what I meant. Fucking, it's grained out, still the same, bro.
You watched the JRE Tucker Carlson episode?
I watched a bit of it. He talks about, you heard about the Cone of Blue operation that the Pentagon just admitted to? with reverse engineering, like crashed vehicles and stuff. And
we already know that they do that. We just don't know.
yeah,
what
but how about this, bro? They had a specific section for hospitals and that for people that come in with fucking injuries that were beyond rational explanation, and they had special cases like X-Files type shit, bro.
For real.
I get this. So what Tucker Carlson is saying is like the thing is, them coming from other planets is not so plausible. It's like they've been here for thousands of years. Been here for thousands of years, man. You got your 1,000-year families, and then you've got your fucking you've got the Vatican, and then you got your Freemasons. Your
they're just puppets.
Yeah,
but,
and then you've got
in my mind, if that the most plausible thing is whatever we created behind, like we created AI or some shit, some AI, put it in robots or something, and then because our history says there's robots, dude takes his head off and gives it to another dude, and the dude flies his head around the battlefield so they can watch a war from miles away.
Yeah, I don't know. Like when I look into the like Sanskrit wars and stuff like that, the Bhagavad Gita's and stuff like that. I'm not sure whether they're describing aliens and stuff still. Like you have a look at a lot of the stupas and what they call
Oh yeah, I understand where you're going with that, but I too think that the universe is too vast. I think that we created AI and shit, we got wiped out, and I think our remnants of our society, like our AI and any survivors.
Yeah, is it that far-fetched to think that we didn't wipe ourselves
AI
out,
was
bro?
like, oh, we've been programmed not to do whatever to these people, so they couldn't just flat out tell us exactly what was going on, and they just led us through what they thought would be the best way for us, given the guidance that we'd given it. Like,
I don't think it's AI.
Do you reckon, lads? Do you reckon there was a mass cataclysm?
I don't think it's AI. I don't think it's AI. Because if it was AI, our AI today would come up with the same fucking maths and stuff like that and bust all our maths out and go back to Sanskrit. But it's not.
Eventually, it will come up with its own maths. We don't have the current mathematics we don't have the current maths to understand the universe.
Well, we were given the maths in ancient Sanskrit. Like, we just fucking decided to throw that shit away.
But as much as people are revisiting that,
bro, do you know what
they moved away from it because they couldn't find evidence of it. Maybe with new instruments, they
just didn't understand it. Just didn't understand it, so they called it gobbledygook and fucking witchcraft.
Mainly because of the ether. Like scientists don't believe in ether.
Yeah, well, they're going to have to write that back in because that's fucking proven that it's fucking exists.
Need ether. So I watched one of the.
That's where you're sucking your 0 point energy out of, though, is the ether. There's a fucking enough energy in an empty glass to power fucking the world for fucking thousands of years. If only we knew how to harness it.
And electric universe theory says the same thing.
Yep.
But it just doesn't use the ether.
I don't think it's about harnessing it, Monty. I think it's about regulating it and putting a meter on it, bro. So then we can make some money off it and sell it to the people. You know?
Yeah, I've said this before.
No, I don't think it's able to be sold. That's why, like, fucking, that's why they suppressed it and murdered heaps of people, fucking, that ever went down that path.
Have you seen
if we had free energy, we would have to charge people like 5 cents a day or something.
Like that dude that produced that little box thingy. That dude that produced that little box, that little box that he was running 0.03 of an amp into it or a volt into it, but yet it could produce unlimited voltage out of it, right? It would only give 100 watts if that's all you plugged into it. But if you plugged in 200,000, it would supply that through a little box that was only being fed 0.3 of a watt.
Somehow what he figured it to do was amplify the electricity.
Him and his family were murdered so badly.
Yeah. How'd they get killed?
After several attempts, like first of all, he was shot at his brother's house or coming out of there. And then when he got to the hospital, like they called the ambulance and stuff like that, fucking, they wouldn't let his wife into the ambulance, and then he died in the ambulance on the way to the hospital.
Wow.
But yet, fucking, yeah, like there's Y-files, that fucking dude with the fish. He did a video on it 5 months ago, all the suppressed tech. And this was all mainly in 1920s and 30s that they fucking suppressed it. Most of the stuff, like, there was fucking, like someone must have produced something similar to a thunderstorm generator back in the day. And that as well, that was fucking cleaning emissions. Another dude fucking, no, he produced some sort of different carburetor, right? That you only fed fucking pretty much nothing into. He was feeding like 2 gallons to go, like 1 gallon got him 200 miles.
There was a guy in Western Australia who was doing that in
Oil
the 50s.
companies tried to buy it because they wanted to suppress it. He wouldn't give it. They offered him 20 billion. They then broke into his lab, fucking got visited by people. He fucking never ever worked again. So they got to him, shut him up. Next dude who accidentally invented the same thing by, he put a hole, like he was working on his mower. He accidentally put a hole in a fuel tank. Right, so he put a vacuum seal into that and fed it straight into the air intake, and the fumes kept the generator going. Right, so it wasn't being fed compressed oxygen or not fuel, right, through a fuel leak. It was just feeding on the fumes. He somehow made a fucking simple version of the other dude's fucking carburetor thing. Right, and they fucking broke into his lab, fucking smashed his shit. He was the one who got shot, killed his fucking family, also died in a car accident not long after.
The only problem with running on the gas, like the fumes.
All of them tried to patent their stuff, though, right? Swear it wrong. Like, so many cunts had their shit seized under fucking national security.
One of them deaths ruled as a suicide when he's got 3 bullets in the back of the head and a rope around his neck, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And a suicide note in his hand and the gun's off to the side. You're like, hold on a second.
Another old dude, he was fucking in the set. He's the one who produced that little box thing. He was just like a fucking electrical engineer and that, liked to tinker with electrics and built that little box.
Mm.
A nuclear physicist fucking went and visited him a couple of months before he died, was killed, right? Fucking wanted to get him to do another type of test to check if this thing could do anti-gravity, and they managed to make it hover.
So, you know what we should
Another
try
guy fucking invented a copper coil thing that fucking worked on frequency and magnetics to fucking heal people, and you jumped inside the room, but it also could levitate and do anti-gravity shit. It got destroyed and he got killed.
The Searle effect. I've seen that one. Fucking, why don't people ask AI? Like, you got to ask new questions to get new results, right? So what if you turned around and you asked AI to produce you, say, what was the device that Tesla created?
The tower.
For the 0 point energy, was it the Wardell Tower or some shit like that?
Well, he produced one on an island first. There was one built on the island first, and then that got fucking something happened to that. Right. Then he built the one at Warden Tower, which is on the mainland. And then fucking Rockefeller pulled his funding just before he fucking was able to produce the fucking free power.
What patents?
Wardenclyffe works like this. It's basically a battery, right? A generator and a battery, and it pushes its excess energy into the atmosphere.
But it's sucking that energy from. He thought it might have been sucking it from the ether, but people have gone down that period that they might have been sucking it from the Earth's electromagnetic fucking energy.
I don't know.
Which is almost unlimited as well. Like the Earth is almost unlimited, just like fucking the space.
The higher up you go, the more energy there is, bro. That's why they had the Mercury fucking light posts and all that shit. They were capturing the electricity, the static electricity in the air.
Yeah, well, I was seeing some spies the other day that they on the same thing. They had fucking light bulbs attached to the top of the spies where you'd think it was a fucking electricity fucking thing to arc electricity so it didn't damage the building. But no, it must have been being used to fucking capture electromagnetic energy out of the air and light the bulbs.
So the atmosphere was going to be used as a battery. Part of the atmosphere, he figured that he could pump electricity into it, and then once he stored it up there, we could just tap into it anytime we wanted.
But the issue that we had with alternating current was like...
Have you watched Praveen's latest video?
You know what I mean? The air is electrically charged, so whenever you grabbed onto a fucking contact point, like something conductive, it's is charged, bro. Like the end of a light bulb,
Yeah,
not
like
plugged in, you're
static
getting
electricity and
electrocuted.
stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I've
You'll be
seen
getting,
something explained why
yeah,
static
yeah.
electricity
So
doesn't
that's,
do damage and stuff like things
yeah,
like
yeah.
fucking AC
But you
current
see
and
him
stuff like
standing there
that
in the
because of the
shower, he's
way it
getting zapped and shit, bro. He
builds
was
up and discharges.
Every movement, and all temperature changes are energy.
Yep.
They're creating energy. You go pull the antenna lead out of the back of your TV and stick it on your tongue.
Yeah, it'll fucking ding, 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 ding. Yep,
And
just like a battery if you put a
it's
9-volt battery on it.
it's like putting a battery on your tongue because
Yep.
the air rushing past the antenna on your roof
Yep.
creates static charge.
Agitates fucking particles.
Builds up into
Agitates
the
particles and
metal,
creates
and
electricity.
then you discharge it onto your tongue. So it builds up like a capacitor, and you discharge it on your tongue.
Yep.
So
I
maybe
wanted to try and capture that energy. Obviously, it's all around us all the time.
so
Have you
what if
seen
we start
Praveen's
asking,
latest
like,
video?
AI questions
About the
on
gold
like
PPP?
the
chamber.
most
About
unlikely
the gold
way to
chamber.
get these devices to work?
You boys have got to look at Praveen's latest video. The last
Is
couple
this
of videos, what he's done.
Is this about the gold chamber?
The gold chamber in Thailand, yeah, at that
Yeah,
fucking,
I watched
which
that.
supposes that like it's built like on Hindu statue temple, like like shaping and the way it's set out, right?
Yeah.
But it's a Buddhist temple, apparently. So I think maybe it was fucking Hindu once upon a time, because like we know, Hindu was all through there as well,
Yeah.
and that, and then changed to Buddhist. But like, because lingams don't go with Buddhists.
No.
Lingams are with Hindus, right?
Yeah.
And they fucking had lingams in there. Did you see the bottom chamber? That fucking iron lingam covering, what's that fucking pewter? Pewter. It's an alloy. We weren't able to make that fucking way back then, supposedly.
That's right. Yeah.
It's an advanced alloy. Yep. Underneath that one, like it was an iron one placed on top of an advanced fucking pewter one alloy, which was then placed on top of a silver one, and then inside that was a gold little statue that looked like fucking the little, what they call the little rockets at the top of the fucking stupas and that they build on top of their temples. And that, like, also Sumerians, I think, fucking, and that, and some other cultures talked about being on the top of the their temples and that maybe being rockets and depicted that way. Sumeria did the same thing. And inside there was a little golden rocket fucking shaped type thing with a whole heap of gold around it as well. But when you look at that iron fucking lingam and one underneath that is the pewter one, it looked like it had plasmoid, like little bubbles all over it.
Yeah, I could see that.
From the inside of the spheres, like they looked exactly the same as the inside of the spheres from the thunderstorm generator. And that, and you know how we were theorising that maybe that, like with the other temple that he was talking about, with the other little gold leaflets they found underneath that lingam, and that, where they were generating electricity and frequencies from it all. With all those different metals, right? One inside another, inside another, inside another, and the middle fucking ones were pure gold. And that'd be fucking producing some sort of different electric, like all those different metals fucking spinning.
The reactions between them could cause electrical charge.
Yeah, exactly. And if they were using water as well and fucking in some way with frequency and stuff like that, they could have been producing cold fusion between those things, and hence why the plasmoids were forming.
Plasmoids.
And plasmoid shits have got me fucking weirded out, mate. Like, it all seems to make sense within me. I don't need to fucking have to think about it.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, Monty. I was going to ask, instead of like going watching these videos and shit, bro, how come you haven't tried to fucking do one of them hectic deep meditations and go within? I reckon you've got a lot of fucking secret knowledge, bro. You know what I mean? You fucking had that DMT trip where you've seen society and civilizations being built back up or whatever, in the fucking Shiva floating above that Hindu temple and stuff, you know. I think it's calling you a little bit, my bro. My first LSD trip.
Well, that used to, as a young man, mate, that was my biggest thirst, to work out how the world worked and why why, right? And to figure out sort of the elixir of life. Because, like, as a young man, I knew it wasn't achievable in our world, that you couldn't live forever, but fucking for some reason I thought we could.
Yeah, I think to be
But
honest, man, you
to
look at all
keep
the Disney
psychologists
movies.
happy, I had to say that was fucking no. It's not.
What's
Obviously, it's not my fantasy. I know it's not real, but I wish it was.
Yeah, I watched a
Just
clip
to
this
keep
morning,
psych
Monty, and it's all these Disney movies, and people are going through and they've grabbed the numbers that they've seen that have been pushed out. You know, like the
Yeah.
numbers in the background and things, and it's A113, Cars, in fucking Nemo, in all the movies, bro, in Wall-E, in all of them. Look up the PTP. Look up what A113 is. Chemical.
And seriously, like I used to be able to meditate so well before I ended up with PTSD, but somehow that sort of
Only-
destroyed
Yeah.
my old way of being able to meditate. So, like, I think it's like from all the meditation things that I'd ever learned about when I was young and stuff, because I
you
wanted to
believe
figure it out and that. Like, you're meant to be spinning like you're on a merry-go-round.
Yeah. Do you
Right.
believe that, bro? That destroyed your way to meditate? You believe
Well,
that?
I don't know whether it was it or whether it's a side effect from fucking anti-malaria drugs that cause fucking a lot of us a little bit of brain damage and stuff too, right? But I don't know. Like, I also might have been able to suppressed my fucking ability to do that with my addiction to
Nah, man,
opiates for
don't
so
believe
long,
that.
right?
Don't believe
Yeah.
it. 100%.
Oh, I don't believe it fully. I just believe I suppressed it somehow. But like, and over the last few months, ever since like I've been going down this journey with the psychedelics and fucking that, I've been trying to develop again. Right?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I'm starting to get the spin happening again, but I can't hold it yet.
I don't mind that side of it. I don't mind that side of it. But I prefer that if we want to prove any of these theories, that we actually build these things ourselves.
Oh, definitely. That's why I want to build that. Oh, that's why I was looking into that thunderstorm generator and building that things, right? I was also thinking about if we did it, like maybe fucking, I don't know, we'd have to go to India or somewhere. India to build fucking India and try and test it with their temples.
Fuck, dude, I'll put it away. Ooh.
Yeah, I don't think they'll let us fuck with their temples.
Hang on. Button.
Fucking, what's going on, boys?
See that?
Stacking.
Ooh,
Pretty sure I shared something to you on Instagram the other day, Peter. Did you check it out?
nah, mate.
No? You won't look at it,
You six. The maths of 6 and 12 is a real thing. We just chose to use decimal. That's all.
It makes me laugh. It's like I see that doesn't like his belief system being destroyed.
Being destroyed about my belief system.
It's a natural thing. None of us do.
But that's you got to try and desensitize yourself with those feelings. Otherwise, it's hard to take. Come straight in with a vibe. I already know better.
How come we're getting real bad echoes for some reason?
I might be through my phone, bro.
Oh,
No, you're not echoing. It seems to be us, mate.
Peter's on the phone. Yeah, watch this. Ready?
It's PTP.
Now there's no echo.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
There was no echo when there was 3 of us, and then there was echo when there was 4. So it's number 4.
Turn Cedar's volume down because he's hearing our voice through his own speaker. That's why it's been replayed.
Yeah, I don't mind for now. It's all good.
Oh, it's just hard, like when it echoes over the top of Cedar to hear what he's saying. That's what I found hard just to say hear then. Like, I just want you to check it out, Cedar. Just fucking, like, I don't care if you don't believe in it afterwards, but I think you'd find some of it fucking very interesting, especially like the explanations on Sanskrit math and how it works. And then there was also some wheel that dude
Book of numbers
invented
on that, bro.
And the other thing, Randall Carlson said, like, do you know why his Joe Rogan episode never got aired for so long? Is because Jeremy, Joe Rogan's little fucking dude that runs a podcast, he fucking Googled Malcolm Bendel's name, right? and it come up with that fucking he's a grifter of fucking people, right? But the government, our government, spread that disinformation, trying to discredit him, trying to suppress this information. Same with the US Navy. None of that's true.
Did he go to court?
Well,
Is
they ended
there
up having
any-
to
is
air
there
that
any-
thing because after Joe and that looked into it, fucking they ended up airing that interview and stuff because Joe and that looked, they didn't air it for 3 months because they wanted to do their investigation into his fucking, whether he was a grifter or not, right? Before
Well,
they aired it. And they ended up airing it because it was all fake.
They would have known. They would have known beforehand.
You got to remember in this world, you cannot take the news telling you that someone's a cunt and run with it. This is over. It's over. The moment you do that, you're being part of the fucking problem. When the
Yeah,
news
you're assassinate. Yeah, it's character
when
assassination,
the
right? That's
news
what they're doing.
When the news tells you that there's a cunt, what you do is you don't take that opinion. You go and find out why the news thinks he's a cunt. Yeah?
Go and have a listen to him and see what he's doing as well, and fucking see whether it matches up with either story. Like,
did you see today? Elon getting attacked again.
What for?
Elon won't do what we tell him to do.
yeah, I've seen that over some other fucking thing. It wasn't even over anything to do with a Brazilian MP, Prime Minister this time. It was over something fucking other shit.
The stabbing is still viewable on Twitter.
Which stabbing?
Who cares, bro? Like, that's your choice if you
bishop.
watch it, bro. 100%. It's your
Yeah,
choice.
you don't have to watch it. That's right.
This is the thing. Facebook, what do? They don't give you the option to press play. It auto plays.
Yeah.
Scroll through your fucking
Yeah,
reel.
you've just got to scroll real fast to get past it, mate.
Here's what they're saying because of it. Because it's there, kids will see it, so it all needs to be banned. So adults can't even have adult information anymore. But
why can't they bring out something to stop kids fucking being able to access this shit? That's why they want the kids to see it, mate. It boosts their adrenochrome production.
We've got age limits on alcohol. We've got age limits on driving.
Yeah. They don't want us to see it because then we'll be worried for our kids seeing it and want them to impose those things. So they'd just rather block us out and probably allow kids to, and it'll still be being fed to your kid's phone.
Kids are getting scared all the time. What happens? They produce adrenochrome. They'll get fucking scared. So they'll be wasting all their adrenochrome getting scared, bro. So they want these kids eating
it's just flooding their systems constantly.
So when they get them onto Epstein's Island, they can freak them out like Monsters Inc. shows us how they collect the screens in the jar, bro. It's exactly.
You got to forget the islands, mate. They're gone more sophisticated ever since that went up fucking come bust. They won't use islands again.
Go back in Madagascar. See what fucking Chris.
I'll make some little underwater fucking base that they could just fucking go out on the boat like it. Oh, we'll go for a little boat cruise that turns into a submersible and then docks underneath their little fucking underwater city of Rafus. Something like that. Or underground. The island thing didn't seem to work out because of the manifestos of the planes.
We've got an old list anyway. It doesn't matter. They're not going to give us a proper list. We got with the
not without it being heavily redacted, so you can't see what's what.
The Epstein list is from fucking 2008. That's why you're getting Bill Clinton and all those names on it.
You see the bleeding heart stuff though, yeah. Got to save the children. Got to protect the children. So we're gonna stop adults from having the choice to be adults and choose to protect the children.
Yep.
Emotional people think that way. People with half a fucking brain know that you just don't let the children see it. Don't give them a phone. No, because then my kid will cry and shit and annoy me during the day. You've got to have a phone.
Yeah, then I'll have to play with my kid and keep me busy.
Yeah.
What? Spend time with your kids? Fuck that, bro.
What the fuck are you talking?
Man.
You only pop them out so you can get a paycheck every fortnight.
To be honest, man, I honestly think technology has gripped the older generation harder than the younger generation. The only reason I say that is
in some cases, yeah.
Bro, you look at the older generation and how they've taken to technology.
We use it as a tool.
You
guys-
use it.
you
You
guys
use it
use
as
it
a
as you
tool. You're an
like.
intellectual PTP, and so are you, Monty. But like,
I don't consider myself intellectual. I am very. I have very low opinion of my fucking. I am just average, bro.
Realistically,
this cunt trying to
Maybe
fucking
even below
downplay
average.
himself so he seems stupid. Shut up, PTP. Don't be doing that. You're smart, bro. Don't deny yourself the credit.
Oh, smarter than some for sure.
But
I'm not of the illusion that there are people smarter than me in the world. That's for fucking sure.
yeah, straight up. Bro.
Wi-Fi kicking me out. Yeah, I don't think I've got a little bit of intellect in the head and stuff like that, but not a very good vocabulary to express that as well as I could.
Need a
But
What's the
But,
older generation done? They've supplied the younger generation with the technology. You know, so whether it's
Well,
to help keep up productivity with whatever they're doing work wise.
well, that was where we were going.
And then they put it on the younger generation. Say, fucking look at all these cunts with their iPads and that. Yeah, who gave it to them? The olders.
Yeah, but it came from. It
my
came
kids,
from,
I was forced to buy it for them at school. Kids didn't have iPads until the school said they had to have them.
It came from the byproduct of society growing, Jules, and advancing. What do you want to do? Do you want to just remain stagnant and never invent anything new? And the phone wasn't like, oh, fucking, it's going to be a fucking computer. The whole idea was just to get everyone talking with each other and fucking being able to communicate if they're in the middle of fucking nowhere and something's wrong. Yeah? Industry had satellite phones.
You didn't have to walk half a day to find a payphone. If you were stuck out on the highway, you could just make a call.
In the fucking desert.
Yeah. How many different races do we have, bro? Ethnicities, not races, ethnicities.
Ethnicities, because we don't have separate races.
In cultural senses, in terms of people, how they look different, skin color, whatever it be. Is it like?
Originally, there was only three: Mongoloid, Caucasian, and Negroid.
What about
where the Indians come from, bro?
Asians are Mongoloids.
Yeah, Asians are Indians. Indians are Asians.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's only
India
that's where the Mongol, because of the Mongol invasion, I think that's where they just picked that up and why it was spread so far. I'm not sure.
What the fuck is their origin story, bro?
What? Three origins.
Bro, this is the thing. They are so different. Everyone's so different to one another, and it's easy for us to go, we're all human. We all have the same makeup. But
we'll get this, Jules. Aboriginals are classed as Caucasian.
Phenotypes in people, but
Aboriginals are classed as Caucasian.
Really?
Asian people are the same as you and me, apart from they have their eyes and their nose and their skin color and their intestinal tract.
What's wrong with their intestinal?
What's different about their intestinal tract?
The intestinal tract is longer because they historically have eaten more roughage.
Wow.
Yeah, so it had to stay in there longer to digest, to get things out of it.
Yeah,
where we eat more meat. So we're like, we started to move the way of dogs, in and out. Get it in, get it out. Yeah. More.
Did we all start in the same place?
Yeah. According to science, we all came from the same place.
No, bro. It's just, for me, I feel like that's the highest possibility for aliens and evolution. Because if you look at their cultural history and their buildings, bro, you look at the Hindu buildings and shit. How they're like, these aren't made out of stone. They're spinning them, bro. They're metallic. If you subject these to mercury, these fuckers fly around, bro. I'm like, no way, bro. Surely not. You know what I mean? And then you look at, and this is like what Monty was saying with that fella floating above the temple. Was the temple floating, Monty?
No, the temple was on the ground.
All right.
He was floating above it.
Well, you never know.
Same with the Mayan one. The Mayan pyramid was on the ground, but he was floating above the Mayan pyramid.
Yeah, right.
Like fucking sitting cross-legged and hovering. That's what they were doing. Like they were in some sort of meditative fucking position, hovering above their temples.
When I seen Ganesh on my first LSD trip, it was sitting there with its hand on the wall like that, but like legs crossed like you're saying, but it had 6 arms, bro.
That's not Ganesh. That's
what is it?
That's Shiva.
No,
Shiva or Kali. Shiva or Kali.
It was an elephant. Had an elephant's head.
Yeah, well, yeah, Ganesh doesn't have 6 arms, but...
Well, I don't know, bro. It was cooked. It had 6 arms, and it was like because it was LSD, it was covered in gold, bro. Had the
I'm
trunk
pretty
and
sure only Shiva
rubies,
and Kali does. Have the
rubies
6 arms.
all over
Kali's
it,
the
bro.
evil female, like
It's just
God. I
yeah, it
don't know
wasn't evil.
how
No,
evil
it
she
was all
is, but
loving,
she's
bro.
bloodthirsty. I know that.
It was all loving. But here's the thing, bro. We always look at gods like that. They're evil because they're this, and this. But what's their job? Look at what their job is and what their purpose is, bro. And you'll find out a bit more to them because they're not all bad. It's like
Well,
old man
Kali,
what
I
he was
think,
saying
wanted
about
to fucking dominate her husband or something like that. I think fucking.
They're usually depicted with 6 arms because they're trying to show you what these people are capable of. It's not that they have 6 arms.
Yeah.
Well, there's also a Sumerian god, a female Sumerian god that is very similar to Kali in the Indian fucking Sanskrit stuff. Right? That fucking makes me think. And like one of the winged gods on Sumerian fucking walls.
Dude,
One of them was also found in fucking ancient Peru, exactly the same carving, holding a fucking pine cone and another staff. Both of them are holding exactly the same thing. One in Mesopotamia, one in Peru. How the fuck does that happen?
I looked up Kali, bro. I'm like, what's Kali? And this cunt pops up. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Goddess Kali. You got to write the Goddess Kali.
Kali is a martial art.
Yeah. I was just like, what's wrong with his jaw? He looks like Buzz Lightyear.
Because I think once upon a time, Hindu fucking culture, they thought there was like split into 3 cults, right? You either had to be Brahmist, Shivaist, or the other one out of the 3 that Shiva splits into or whatever. Right? And they thought all Brahmanists were sort of fucking the bad side of fucking Shiva, which it is, like, I think that's when Shiva is fucking on the warpath in terms of Brahma.
That's interesting, bro. See, for me, this is looking like a lot the same, but she's only got 4 arms. It is the mother goddess of time, change, creation, power, destruction, and death.
Yep.
Member of the 10 Mahavidyas or whatever.
Yep. The Vedas or whatever.
Yeah,
yep.
She angered. So there's actually imagery of her trampling on Shiva.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure whether she was Shiva's wife or not.
That's why you get LSD. And it's like there's this certain LSD you can get called Parvati tears, and if you don't know what Parvati tears are, it's like tears of the gods, man. Yeah, and it makes sense because LSD you get it in drops, so it's like people being real fucking clever with the way they done shit. But like this looks really similar, bro, in terms of the rubies and all the gold shit. But for me, it was like a chubby fucking 6-armed elephant, right, with the legs crossed, had his hands on the wall like that, and it was just like radiating fucking love and all this fantastic energy, bro. And I was just like, whoa, you know. I ended up punching a hole through the wall because I put my hand on the wall. I didn't punch a hole. I just went through, you know what I mean? I was like, uh-oh, oops. Because I was trying to grab it. But, yeah, bro, fucking... Well, have you had a LSD before, Monty?
Yeah.
Yeah, have you had good LSD, bro?
Yeah.
Like, how good are we talking?
90s LSD, man.
All right, can I get you a trip?
Yeah, I'd love one, man. I've been chasing them for the last 12 months, man.
Oh, really? Why didn't you say something?
I just don't like nagging people and stuff like that.
You don't have to nag.
No, it just feels like I feel like I'm nagging, like by asking or being a pain. Like fucking, you should be able to. Usually, I'll just fucking wait until I can source something local or whatever.
We'll tell you
I have looked into a few fucking websites as well and got close to ordering. But then I'm thinking I don't really like paying for something. Then I'll pay for it once it's in the post on the way to me. Because it's fuck all, why can't they go to the post office, put it in the post office when you pay? I suppose they're worried about fucking sending and then you not transferring.
They drop it off in the red letter boxes, bro, so they don't have to get caught. Wear gloves, mask. You don't put a return address on the parcel, and then you fucking send it off.
I just don't. I'm always hesitant on transferring the money in case it doesn't get sent, and then I'm fucking going to be pissed. But I always do those deals, accepting that you might lose the money anyway.
That's where you find trusted sources, bro, so you don't lose money.
Yeah, that's why I never do it, because you like making a contact through social media or something like that. The first time you're speaking to them, like, nah. I've had a fair few people offer spores and mushrooms and over the time and that, and like, nah, not trusting them percent. So, especially off the first meeting and not being able to fucking build a relationship with people.
You have to trust it, bro. But when they roll up and go, "Hey, Mon, you want one?"
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
For sure.
LSD is one of like, I feel like LSD's problem child, bro. You know what I mean? LSD was Albert Hoffman's problem child, but I'm like LSD's problem child, bro. You know what I mean? He wrote a book on this shit, but
yeah.
And
I've had some wicked experiences on LSD. I've had one bad one.
I can't push it too hard anymore because of fucking, I don't know. I just feel like my head will split itself in half somehow. Like, just like from fucking too much information, you know?
But now, like, I've had a little bit more fucking, I don't know, like trying to things. Like, I think also, like with LSD, the people in between cutting it can transfer their energy. And the one bad trip I had, the people that were in between me and them being sourced didn't have the best intentions for me, I don't think. That's why I had the bad one.
Don't backpedal for toe. Stand staunch, bro. Stand firm in your beliefs. Don't apologize for being yourself. Go on.
All right, Brendan.
Ooh.
Wait, sorry, bro. Where are you at? I see you there, mate. Chuck you up now.
You see me little grow room, PTP?
Oh, did you just show it?
I think I did.
Alright, no worries.
Oh, I was fucking out and about.
Fucking closet. Don't tell me you've moved to the closet, right? People like you don't move to the closet, you move out of the closet.
Oh, about to walk away.
Wrong phone.
Yo, pop your head up. Ah, all good. There you go.
Yeah, PTP.
Go on, right.
Fatality and Hook. How are we, boys?
Not too bad, Monty's brother.
That's good.
Boyski.
Blueberry's fine. Slowly making a comeback. Blueberries don't like the sun too much, do they?
No, I think they like shade, eh?
Yeah, yep.
Blueberry, did you say?
Yeah, blueberries, mate.
Aren't they like from Canada or something? Like some cold?
Yeah, yeah, they come from Canada and stuff like that. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I had him in the perfect place where he only got the morning sun, and then he was in shade for the rest of the day. But Jordan then moved him into the sun for fucking half the day.
That's a
Moved
mad
it the other
push.
way, and then didn't move it back, and burnt the fuck out of him.
Cheers, lads. Just jumped up to send that message.
Ah, shit.
Relationship advice, okay? Opening doors for your girl. There you go, babe. Telling her I love you, giving her kisses in the morning, stuff like that. Look, I only got 3.
Hey, don't you guys hate when your mullet is so chunked up with like shit that you can't even turn it anymore? You know, you just can't even use this shit anymore. There's no power. You don't have the power with your fingers to be able to just get right in there and scrape it off the fucking walls there and get it into your bowl. It's nothing. It's just stuck, man. Everything is just clogged up. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. Alrighty then. Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this cannabis is so fucking good. Yeah. Get excited. Get excited. That's how I get excited every day. I got this. I give myself a massage. I hype myself up.
Turn away for a sec. We lost fucking Fratelli and Caesar.
Yeah, Fratelli just jumped up to put the comment in the back.
Ah. You don't have to explain yourself to me, bro.
We PTP.
Yo.
You got GTA yet, bro? What is that, Horn?
That's beautiful stuff, mate. This here is my painkiller stuff. It's what I use for my back.
Did you eat it?
It's about a couple of ounces of, well, a bit less than that, of oil, BHO, mixed in. I heat it up with a bit of like Tiger Balm or Vicks, right? Mix it up, like so it's all melted in, and just put it together into a thing like. And when I've got pain, sometimes if you get a real annoying itch or a pain or someone just won't go away.
Like a Savo or some shit.
A topical, topical skin. That's what your skin is called, topical.
So you can't eat it?
Pain, whatever it is. It's a little tiny bit like this.
What's it taste like?
You don't eat it. You put it on your skin.
Could you if you wanted to?
No.
I don't think you want to eat Vicks.
You put 2 ounces of oil in that and you won't eat any of it.
No, because
it's
not
with the Vicks mix, because of the Vicks.
It absorbs through your skin instead. So it targets like an area. So it's like a localized.
How much does that shit cost, bro?
To buy it or to make it?
To make it, production, the whole thing.
No. If you ever had to buy the weed, $400.
Fucking hell.
But that there is more. You know how you get an itch or an irritation? When I get an irritation, sometimes I can't even scratch my balls, bro, next to my leg. I'm like, is my balls moving? I'm like, fucking hell. I'm not scratching my balls.
On your balls, bro.
Right, you get an irritation anywhere on your arm. It's like, damn, my arm's so annoying right now. I put a bit of that on it, man. 10 minutes later, I can't feel it no more. Any pain in the back, it masks it a little bit. It just helps me sort of manage with the back pain. Being tall, always get that pain right here, my back. You can't bend over, can't do certain things because of the leverage. Once you get, and this stuff, it's beautiful for it. Smoking doesn't help my pain when it comes to the back, but this does. This really helps my pain, that's all. And it smells good. It smells like Vicks. And it also smells like rosin. So it smells like Vicks and rosin. You can actually smell
cannabis helps for the pain in here, bro. And that one's like, outside.
Yeah, like a localized, just so you can pinpoint an area that feels like shit. Yeah. I mean, it might not always work for everything, but it works for minor things that I sort of.
Oh, I'm trying to stay off that pinpoint and all that, my bro. But yeah.
No.
Right. Happy Sunday.
I like to use it all though, because the older it gets, Jay, mate, if I leave it out, because I don't cover that up, because what happens is it slowly evaporates and it actually gets stronger. So this oil, once the other stuff slowly starts to evaporate,
how does it get stronger?
You end up with a really dark, thick formula by the end of it, and that stuff's really good because it's sort of like, you know, broken down, rendered, I suppose. Rendered, a lot of the oil is evaporated, the water and moisture from it, whatever causes that.
Yeah.
But I recommend it. I give it to my mum when she got carpal tunnel, you know, and it just helps her with a bit of fucking pressure there, a bit of like, you know, swelling, I suppose. Maybe it's all in my head, J-Mate. I don't know. Could be. Well, I had a discussion. I was watching this cannabis video just before a live stream with Future Cannabis Project, and they were discussing many things. But here's something I have to say about the tolerance break. I believe it's a myth. All right, I believe the tolerance within cannabis is a psychological myth. It's not real, and I'll tell you why. Because we don't get people who are epilepsy who say, you know what, we need more of this. You see, they have their doses, and it works for them every time, right? Why is it with THC, people go, oh, it's not getting me high anymore? I'm saying it's getting them high, but something else is going on.
It's not getting them high, Hook. It's a medication. So it doesn't need to do what it does for me and you. We smoke bongs till we feel pleasant.
Yes, but that's irrelevant. It's still a cannabinoid.
No, that's not irrelevant. We smoke bongs till we feel pleasant. They take the medication so they don't have a seizure. They don't need to get high to do it.
All right, fair enough.
All right. So I think
we can do this to any patient whatsoever, whether it's a CBD consumer, THC, whether it's an epilepsy, whether it's someone who's dealing with severe back issues. They don't go and say, I need a tolerance break. There's no tolerance. This is only within the stoner world.
Because we're getting high. They're treating an ailment. They don't need to get high to treat it.
If you consume 50 milligrams of THC, you're getting high.
The next day, it takes a little bit
Nobody
more.
is not getting high off of 50 milligrams of THC. Nobody. There's nobody who's going to consume 50 milligrams of THC and not get high. No one.
I don't know about that, Hook. Do you know exactly how their endocannabinoid system is working with epileptics and stuff like that?
I don't think anyone
So
does.
how can you be so sure of this stuff? No, nobody does. So let's not be so absolute.
I'm not absolute. I'm just saying there's no evidence to back it up.
Have you even done any research? Where's your evidence of doing the research into it? Do you work with these kids?
I have the rough scientific evidence, and that suggests that 150 milligrams is the minimum for someone who smokes weed. Not 50, 150. You go under 150, you won't feel shit.
Nonsense.
No, this is the doctor saying this, bro.
All right. So
this is American weed medicine.
Let me do an example for you right now.
So it states that if you smoke every day, you start here with an edible at 150. Don't bother going with these 50s or you're eating a whole box. Like, it's way different. They don't need to be high to be treated. They just need the CBD or the THC or whatever cannabinoid or whatever is in the weed. That's
being able to stay awake longer than previously, not get tired or not have those negative side effects, that's irrelevant. And I'll perform one right here for you. Just imagine what I'm packing in here is 20% THC. Just imagine. And there's 1 gram here. 1 gram, so 20%, how many milligrams are going to be in this here of cannabis that I'm putting in? If there's 1 gram at 20%, how many milligrams?
What about the live? What about the live where I drank the medical oil?
I'm not sure what that has to do with what I'm talking about. But
well, you always say that the oil is better categorized in the rate of milligrams.
It is.
Well, then I consumed like 500 milligrams, but nothing happened to me, bro.
Yes, you consumed it into your stomach. You didn't consume it, and smoking it, combusting it, and then changing it into the
PTP is probably distillate, bro.
No, fucking hell, boys. I am not fucking new, and it came from someone who eats this shit because it's prescribed to them to put in their fucking mouth.
You're not really talking about smoking here.
There's no medical oil that you're meant to vape.
If a bud is 1 gram has 20% THC, that means 20% of that gram is
200 milligrams,
apparently THC. So it's 200 milligrams.
not 20, 200. It's 20
All right,
times.
200
Yeah.
You can
milligrams. So
do
I'm just saying,
conversions of that pretty easy.
0.2 milligrams.
Nah, you wouldn't have teleported. Fucking trust me for tell. I am not like a fucking the world's heaviest stoner. That's tiny. You're smoking that in a fucking day. I tell you now.
No, it's not tiny. It's a large amount of THC. What I would suggest is everything we've had previously was not as high as they said. So if someone is
Do you
not
know how
getting
small
stoned,
milligrams are?
Just because it doesn't add up now doesn't mean that everything before was all lies. I was high.
No,
before.
it means that they were wrong with their measurements, calculations. You're right. Doesn't mean that. It means that they were just wrong previously. Their measurements.
I still maintain that these patients aren't getting high. They're only being treated. They're not getting
That's
high.
preposterous because people get high when they put that. You know, whether they feel it or not.
In the beginning, probably because that's just how weed works. RSO
I don't know. I don't know how their endocannabinoid system works on an epileptic plant, like a full-blown one that have a seizure. So maybe they don't get high at all. It's just all that fucking what's in the plant goes into the fixing of whatever causes their seizures.
There's a protocol you're supposed to follow with medical oil. It's not supposed to get you high.
In one go, though, yeah. Well, it does. You're right. It's not supposed to. It's supposed to have to do what the property says. So,
supposed to be medicinal, and sometimes medicinal doesn't always have a fucking head high effect or a body stone, bro. Sometimes it's doing the work in the background. You know what I mean? It's like your immune system, bro. It's doing the work in the background for you without you having to worry about it.
Like microdosing.
100%.
In other words, it is working. We just might not feel it the same way. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying the medical properties is working.
Yeah, I can feel when I've had one bong, and I can feel the effect it has on me, but I'm not high, and I'm.
So does that mean that the effect is purely psychological? Does that mean the tolerance level?
No. It means that the THC triggered my dopamine, and it made me feel more pleasant.
That's what I'm saying. So it is a psychological thing that's happening here. It's not psychological as it doesn't exist. It's psychological as it's happening, but you're still getting the medical value.
It's a chemical hormone thing. So when you ingest THC, it triggers your brain to release more dopamine.
Yes.
Yeah, so you feel pleasant.
I'm going to do it right now with what you guys mathematically spoke. We arranged this at 200 milligrams, but it's only about half, a quarter of that. So it's a quarter. It's about 50 milligrams by definition, because there's only about a quarter cone here. I will get stoned off of this. One hit of this, I will be stoned. If I don't get stoned, there's only one reason. There's no THC in it. That's why you don't get stoned. Or it's psychological, as in I am stoned, but I don't feel stoned. I'm used to this. This is normal. And it's only a certain point of stonedness that you get before you go to sleep. There's only you can't die from it. It'll put you to sleep, no matter who and how tough you think you are. Whatever it is, you consume a certain amount, you're going to sleep. It's the only way to process the cannabis.
I get stoned just trimming the buds, bro.
You end up with red eyes, George.
No, it's a weird feeling. I don't know, man. It's just a heavy. It's like a heavy feeling. I don't know.
Yeah.
It takes energy out of you when you harvest the plant. I don't know.
Do you also feel a little bit upset in the stomach when it first kicks in?
Well, like something before, I heard a voice in my head last night before, and it told me like, wait one more day, right? But then like I walked off, and then bang, Bible verse comes to my fucking head, and it's like, be careful what voices you listen to. You know what I mean? And then it's like, if the devil can talk the angels out of heaven, he can certainly talk you into hell. And I'm like, fucking, where am I going with this? Just go fucking take some branches off, can't stop stressing. So take some off, see how the plant reacts tomorrow, and that'll determine whether I pull the rest tomorrow. Right? And I've looked at it today, and it doesn't even seem shocked, bro. It's just standing up. Yeah, it just seems fine, bro. And I'm like, okay. So maybe I could leave it a few more days, see where it's at. But it's not that it's not there. It's just not there yet. It'll get there. I've got 14 days for this shit in the cupboard, so 13 now. So yeah, I think on the 3rd of May, I should be putting shit in jars to cure it. But yeah, I gotta fucking get my old lady to trim up a few more branches because she's pretty good at it, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Gave her a branch last night. I'm like, fuck off. She's like, this used to be my job, dude. She's like, your dad used to grow a whole fucking rooms full of cannabis. And I'm like, man. She's like, you just like your dad back. And I'm like, fucking shut up, cunt. But hold up. There you go. This is what my old girl done. She's like, you don't want to trim off all the leaves? I'm like, all the fan leaves you do. She's like, yeah, but not the sugar leaves.
A chip off the old block.
Well, it was a good effort.
She's
like, get me 3 branches. I'm like, I'll get you one because I think you'll be on it for a while. And she didn't take her fucking too long, man. It took me longer. I was like, fuck's sakes. Can't be good at everything, fellas, you know?
Yep.
And I had that big blue.
No, you need one to cut and one to smoke. You need good teamwork. One to cut and one to smoke, right?
Yeah.
You'll do the smoking, the old lady can do the cutting.
I'll roll a bunch of fucking joints out of this, bro, you know, because it will help her ultimately as well. And she doesn't smoke fuck all, but occasionally she'll be like, can I have a joint? I'm like, yeah, of course. You know, fucking oath. You know, when I was a teenager, she let me smoke, so it's only fucking fair. As an adult, I'm the only person that has like an unlimited way of sourcing cannabis. It's fucking, yeah. I want to do a couple tubs of mushrooms as well, just a couple. And if I get done for that, it's again personal reasons. Why? Because I'm already on alternative medicines, my bruh. This is why I smoke the medicinal cannabis. It's an alternative to mainstream fucking pharmaceuticals that haven't worked. And that's the same with psilocybin mushrooms. And here's the thing. I've been training myself with psilocybin mushrooms better than any fucking doctor could, and I don't trust them, bruh, to be honest. I couldn't go into one of those experiences with like now lay down, blindfold yourself. I'm like, yeah. I like these experiences on my own because I have guidance. It's not medical guidance from a doctor, but it's fucking, I'm calling on spirit guides and shit. God, you know, whatever happens, happens. I'll take it. I'll wear it.
So
there's things you can do. There's things you can do to mitigate negativity. Breathing is a good thing, right? Breathing is the best way. You know what I mean? All it takes is a few. What happens, bro, when you breathe in deep and then you breathe and you exhale just a little bit longer and get all that air out, sends your body into relaxation. Just after 3 deep breaths like that.
Don't stop breathing. Just don't stop breathing.
Yeah. But DMT, that was a good one for me because that taught me the power of the breath as well, you know, because my breath controlled the entire pace of it. So when I was
like you've been enlightened to the point now, Jay, mate, that maybe you'll go like a good 30 years without any great enlightenment and it'll get frustrating. I can't believe I learned all of this, bro. So
here's
early.
The thing. I'll still do these. I'll still have these little mini outbursts and shit. You know what I mean? And that's, I've got to figure these triggers and jump on top of them. You know? But I already know what I have to do. It's just being shown some extra steps that I can take and better ways to approach situations. Sometimes all I need is that voice, bro. And sometimes it's not even a fucking English voice, but it's just like a telepathic. It's something else. You can't explain it. It's so hard to explain, but it does help. And this is why I don't take mushrooms every weekend or party with mushrooms or any of that. I take
know anyone who can do that, dude.
I do. I do, bro. I was one of those people because it's an ego inflator as well. People forget this. They go, oh, mushrooms, they won't let you blow it. Yeah, they will. They will. They will let you inflate your ego to the point where they go, all right, now we get him. Right? And then they'll knock you off that fucking pedestal, brah. And they'll send you down, brah. They'll send you right down to rock bottom and you got to go there. Get familiar.
How do you do that? How does anyone want to do that?
You don't want to. And that's where it gets you. And that's where it's most valuable because you don't want it to happen. It's out of your control. And when it's out of your control and it's up to whatever the fuck's in charge of what you're going through, you just gotta have like fucking have faith that it's gonna be okay in the end. Really, you know, it's scary. You think it's it? You know, I thought I died. I attended my own funeral, bro. Seen a photo of myself next to the casket and everything. Like, that shit was intense, bro. It's very intense. And it's hard to get enlightened from it later on without realizing what it was at the time. Had to research, had to take medication, get my head screwed back on. But yeah, books, they help. Read. Don't read on the internet. Don't watch videos.
You know, there's one strange thing in my life that I do see, which I've taken out of psychedelics, is when I see myself and something change. I've never, and this happened when I was very young, from a type of mushroom that I don't know what it was, but it was very gooey. I don't know what it was, but ever since this moment, it was soft. It was through my Asian mates. I had no idea what it was. But what happened was, and forever this has been with me, I've seen myself as a skeleton. All right? And it's very hard to take off all of my skin. I've taken off all I don't see people, and it's very annoying for me because I see my structure so very well. I know myself. So I could see that same skeleton all the time. And I look at people and I'm judging them by their skeleton almost. It's hard to explain that there. But I see an interior of people and myself rather than the exterior. It's no longer, so I lost the ability to, and that's why I judge people off their looks, I suppose. I try and get, it's something with me about that. But yeah, I just started seeing myself as a skeleton, not a human, just like death, alive but dead, the same, living. Yeah. I don't know.
I think they're one and the same. I think they're one and the same, man.
A way to say it is I lost my flesh. I was stripped down right to the bone, and that's where I stayed. The flesh didn't come back. Even when I'm looking at myself now, I just see myself as a skeleton talking. You know.
Scarier when you lose the whole thing, man. You're like, oh fuck, where's my body? Oh no, it's gone. I've lost it. It's died. Fuck. And you're not aware.
Oh, I suppose that's something then. At least I got my bones. People are like, yeah, well, I just popped out of existence. That happened to me. Only they took away my bones and marrow as well.
The crazy thing is, bro, when you're in that state, though, you can switch between the thing going, oh, I've lost my body and all this thing, to the thing that's watching the thing saying all these things, panicking. It's like you can shift your awareness to your subconscious awareness almost, where, you know, you're not inclined to fucking panic as much, I guess. I don't know. It's weird. It's really weird. Like Ram Dass talks about it. What's his fucking name? Richard Alpert. But yeah, I watched some shit and I found some connections with him, Alan Watts, and Terence McKenna, a few other fellas at Bohemian Grove and shit. So I wasn't really happy about that. But at the end of the day, the quest for knowledge can send people down some nasty fucking pathways, I guess. And without the grace of God, you know, if you go too far in, you do rituals and that, I think you go on skis. I think you go on skis and you're like adding on to that karmic debt cycle, whatever it be. But yeah, it's like these cunts sacrifice themselves just to know, just to understand. For everybody else as well, and people still deny them that.
I'm off to go watch the Garcia and Haney fight.
You reckon he's going to knock him out?
I don't know.
I reckon Garcia should get fucking smashed.
Stream it on YouTube live, man.
Yeah, do it. Or Discord. I'll jump on the Discord. One of the lads will be fucking streaming it.
Yeah, there's a Discord fucking group that I'm in that streams it live.
Just stream it on YouTube.
I don't know who any of those people are. Don't know what they look like. Don't know who they are.
What are you doing, George?
I microdose 0.5 gram daily from 2 Gs. That's hectic. Is it?
Right, we always have a good one. If you're still going to the fight, if it ends early. So,
Good one, mate. 20 items.
Fucking light, cigarette.
You're still young. I am old. There's so much you have to go through. And that song? Of course you do, Peace Montes. Yeah. I boiled the kettle. I didn't even make a coffee this morning. This is an atrocious. This is atrocity. Atrocity. It's an atrocity. Atrocious. Does atrocious mean atrocity?
No, I don't think so.
You sure? You don't think so? That
Yeah,
means like you're 50-50. You're not
not,
sure,
not
but
like
you think it means
atrocity.
you can say yes.
I'm definitely unsure.
I'm unsure also,
If
but
I
I'm
had to
sure.
bet my life on it, yeah, I wouldn't.
I would. I would bet my life on it.
You cut out a bit there.
I'd bet my life on it if I had to.
Yeah, it sounds familiar, but I don't think it means the same thing. Ah, God damn
I'm
it.
gonna go make my coffee. Turn it back.
There's fucking weed all over the place. Where the fuck can I put this hash? Shit. Oops. Oopsie, oopsie. What are you doing? I'm gonna smoke pot, bro. Get out. Oh, go ahead. What are you doing, Damo? That was really stupid, mate. Huh? Thanks for telly. Motherfucker's trying to tell me I'm smart. Ah, it's not boozed enough. See, if I'm so smart, how come I didn't know one's a noun and one's an adjective? One's a descriptive word and one's a doing word. Shit, did I remember what nouns and adjectives are? The bird's eye view. I just noticed Jules wasn't there.
What?
So I just noticed Jules is not there.
Jules is not there. He's not there.
Dun, dun, dun.
He's
Alright, I
my
got me 3 bongs, I reckon. Maybe 4. Get me some new water. I got that right, didn't I? Noun's a descriptive word, adjective is a doing word, yeah? Is that right? Isn't there one more?
Yeah. Well, that's why I wanted to identify as. I don't even remember that video that I put out. I want to identify as adjectives, and it didn't. Like it was like nobody saw it. Like it had 0 views or something like for ages. I was like, "You serious? Serious? Got no YouTube showed nobody." Do it a couple of times. Eventually, I had to. Yeah. That's interesting though.
Oh, bonged up. Alright. Wappity bong.
Identifying.
Your sound disappeared for a sec there.
Oh, is it? All right.
You're back.
Let me just check something. My sound shit. I'll turn this right up. It's fucking maximum.
It was alright. It was like a word disappeared or something.
Maximum. It's probably because I've got this speaker on as well. Can you hear yourself looping through?
Nah.
If you do, say. Is that better though now?
Yeah, it hasn't cut out yet. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
It sounds like you're singing the Adelaide Crows theme song, mate.
Pumping myself up for a non-coffin bong. Probably not going to happen.
You see, that's the thing. It's got to be, if you're smoking your own stuff, you still got to wait a couple of weeks to cure it to get that cough away. It's always.
Oh yeah.
So over the weeks, the cough gets less and less, and it gets better and better and better, like the smoke.
Yeah, you know? Going early on you, I'd get a little bit of cough from it.
Same here, I got it.
Fucking work to do. God damn it. You won't have to do shit today. I'll just bring the light. There it is. Yeah, rip all the nugs off the stems. Make sure all the fucking nugs are away from the stems.
It takes a day. For me, it takes a couple of days off, but it's handling the weed I don't like to do, which is obviously a negative to cutting stems or doing that if you do it that way. But what I've found is it dries so much better. I like the dry.
I'd rather leave it, but I know that it can promote fucking mold and having a wet stem there while the weed's trying to dry.
Yeah. You ever had that? Ever fucked up weed by leaving it like that?
Oh, dude, fucking. I destroyed like probably a pound or more. Yeah, I had a whole tote full that I opened one time. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? How long's that been? And I opened it, and it was all destroyed. Like, fuck, I forgot about that. Meant to burp that. Had to bin it all.
Well, I've had it majorly once, but not on my whole plant. And that was after the fact. And that just said to me, all right, you don't need big buds. You don't need to, you don't need big buds. You just need a lot of buds.
Yeah, they got to be over a certain size, but they don't have to be giant.
Well, the more the better, of course, the stem, but I mean, we don't need to just grab the whole plant, hey, and chop it and just leave it and hang it there. It's going to take fucking ages to dry. And I have done it that way before, not going to lie.
Yeah. If I'm lazy, I do that. Went in alright. Just made me cough after it. So what everyone got on for this Sunday?
Cool. Cool on my end.
Is there no UFC on today?
I don't watch it or follow it. I don't know any of the fighters. I don't know. Sorry, the names that what's his name mentioned before. Even though it might look like I got cauliflower ears, and in a way they probably actually are cauliflower ears, but that's just not my thing. I don't know why. I tried to get into a PTP, but it's just like it bores the shit out of me.
Yeah, you gotta enjoy it. Yeah, look, I don't watch it as much as I used to, but I don't train anymore. So once I stopped fighting, it was like I lost a
It
little.
makes me violent.
I watch
My
main.
history, dude. It just makes me fucking cringe.
I'll watch main events and stuff like that, big fights, but I won't watch all the little fights anymore. I used to watch everything and every
I
move.
don't even know their names though. I don't even know the champion or any of their names. Like that's what as these guys are just talking about those names. Like, I never
Well,
heard of it.
I used to, but yeah, I know fuck all of them now.
Never have. I watched a few, like, but not only big fights when they're like, when I know they're going to be knockouts or just some might be at the pub with shit, you know, mates like watching a fight, whatever. Like,
Best thing
just
I
never
reckon I
been
got out of it. Best thing I reckon I got out of it was watching when it first started. The first 5 UFCs, watching the different styles all fight each other. Sometimes people fall out of their style. Sometimes they'll hold it together. But you got to see what worked, what didn't, and the evolution of martial arts to its form today, which will probably evolve again, but not now much more. But who would have thought that this evolution would have happened? Everyone already thought they knew everything. A lot of martial arts had grappler moves and striker moves anyway. So what's the difference? The difference is the techniques used. Oh, come on. I thought it was over.
I reckon Trumpy will go to jail if he's found guilty, eh?
I don't know, dude.
And then, yeah.
You know how old he is? You reckon they're going to put him in jail?
You reckon they'll Epstein him?
Dude, they're trying to do that to everybody. Anybody who has...
They're Epstein in the whole planet. What are we going to do today? You know what we should do? We should act like Pinky in the Brain. You and I should do like a little funny thing like Pinky, and we're actually, what are we going to do today, PTP? You know, I don't know, Hookstagram, maybe we should try to take over the world. But we'll actually incorporate the reality and bring like a very dry, dark humor to it. I don't know, maybe. Oh, go on.
It's very weird to hear an opposition say that their opposition are evil. Not they have bad ideas, they're just evil people.
It's like the devil going, hey, I'm not the devil, she is. She's the devil.
Argue
have horns, but there's only one devil.
Argue something that we want to hear, like policies and stuff, you know, like your ideas versus their ideas, not they're the devil, vote for me. What the hell is that? But in an emotional world, that shit works. And when you got people so emotional, that shit works.
Taking over the world, mate. The whole world's been taken over. What about that civil war that's happening right now in Myanmar? You know that Aung San Suu, whatever her name was, didn't she act like there was no genocide? You know?
I seen a report this morning saying that people are fleeing Myanmar to avoid conscription.
Yeah, because they're doing shit. And you know what? That Aung San Suu, whatever, they were doing that, been doing it. Who was supposed to be a hero, who got in prison, she deserves to be in prison.
Yeah.
She's not a. She's a devil. She's a devil woman. They're all devils.
She's a corn.
Go on. Horrible. You do what you do to your own people. And there's not much can't see too much online about the civil war, what's going on there. But something's going on. And it's not just there, it's Africa as well. It's parts of Africa. Block out. We've got a block out of information. Can't see it, you know. You have to really look deep. Not on any of the news sites that they're showing. You have to. It's hard because they're just not telling us. Preparing the world. The world's literally is going to shit. The only southern hemisphere looks like the safest place to be, folks. So
Yeah, we're lucky there ain't much land down here.
Yeah.
Just us and a bit of South America.
Blocked off and let all of them, and that's good that we're only detached by a little part there. By all of the same with like Brazil, South America, and
Yeah, that's where you put all the gates, so no one can get in.
Yeah, that's where you put the gate. Yes, you're in there. I don't have to say it. That's where you put the gates. And shut them off, like, because honestly, that's all what's going to be left. PTP is the southern hemisphere. The top hemisphere is going to be absolutely mutated. It's going to be like absolute. They're going to go in a different direction than where humanity should go. I see all of Europe and Asia becoming like a big, just fucking bad place. Bad place. And the Americas.
Well, Europe is weird.
Whole
Yeah,
northern hemisphere.
They try and be what the world sort of wants them to be. Put all these rules on themselves that cost them so much money, but they think that they're doing a good thing. That's why they do it. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. But I don't see it getting more peaceful.
The net is getting tighter. You know what? It's a commodity. I'm treating this year's grow like a commodity. Everything. When I say that, I mean it's a fucking commodity because I don't know if anyone's gonna be able to be grow next year, right? Like the laws will change, strictness will change. Every bloke and his dog, right? The government want to know every man and his dog where they're at. Every man and his bird and his dog where they're at, what you're doing, and if they're not, you come with us. You're okay. You're us. We're kidnapping you. Come and work for us. Come and.
Look, it's a good way to streamline things. So our system right now, it works, but it's fucking up. So what we're doing is we're running around, we're quickly plugging some holes. We know there's way more holes than we're plugging, but we're only plugging the ones that are willing.
We'd all have more money, PTP, if we were just as corrupt as bloody Myanmar. Our leaders are corrupt.
We got more money. I think we got more money than fucking Myanmar.
No different than the Sultans, mate. The Sultan, they're worse than the Sultan.
Yeah. No, we just call our prime minister and shit. Governments are like kings. They're just 4 years instead of fucking lifetime. Huh?
I better watch what I say. Get me, mate. The word Nazis, the word police.
Yeah, capitalism. You have to know. You have to know. Well, at this point, by knowing where everyone is and what they're doing, you can target better to get them to spend their money, relieve them of their money. And this is the goal, to relieve people of their money. Because
you want to know,
you hold on to money, the world doesn't work. You have to be spending money all the time, and the world will work.
Yeah, that's true. And the minute you stop, I believe that. There's one thing that's changed. Why no other civilization will ever rise to what has been risen to now in today's day is because the fact that a lot of slavery has been wiped out, like the actual slavery that they did to build stuff, like the pyramids in America. For example, most of America was made with slaves, right? Their foundations was built on slaves, right? But it's very easy for a country to get ahead when you can build things for free. You know what I mean? When all you need is the stuff to build it, and you can hit people and kill people.
You need labor.
Get it done. Like that's not really. But so nowadays you can't do it. To build such a even what we've got in the world, most of it was done by slaves. So now there's no slaves. That work isn't being done. It's being done by
So what we do instead is we do bargains with countries. We make trade agreements. So I'll give you one that I know. We have a deal with Vietnam. I think America and a couple other countries are included, but this deal with Vietnam, we get 1 hour of their labor for 50 cents. 50 cents is what we negotiated in that. Yeah. So anything we want, we don't want to pay someone here. We just send it to Vietnam. They get 50 cents an hour to do the job.
No worries. And
Obviously,
somebody else pockets whatever you're paying for. They're actually really paying. That's the problem. That's slavery. Even if it doesn't matter if it's 50 cents or $50 an hour PTP, to me, both of that is slavery.
yeah, it's exactly.
Slavery isn't based on what you're getting paid. It's based on what you're doing. You're working for someone.
You're being exploited.
Yeah.
You're a wage slave. Like, and the wage has to increase to a certain point before you don't consider yourself a slave. And unfortunately, not everyone gets that wage.
The end of that. It's the end of that. It's the end of TV. It's the end of that kind of control. They've got to find another way. Almost 100 years of control of TV. Manipulation. No longer works. Got the internet now.
If another Earth just rolled up next to us, so much stuff would change overnight. A lot of what we're doing is to lock things down, and we're putting controls, getting people used to controls, because we know as things get tighter, we're going to have to control people more. We can't have them just go from freedom to control, complete control. So you got to lead them down that path so that it feels normal. But yeah, another Earth rolled up, it'd just be free for. They wouldn't give two shits. Do what you want. There's enough stuff now. Or they just move all the rich people to the new planet, and all the poor people stay on this one. Or all the poor ones go to the new planet, and which ones stay on this? Bong on.
I suppose I'll have one more. Fucking do nothing. They're nothing.
Lunchtime, bro. Lunchtime. Go cook yourself some food.
Yeah, perhaps. It's a lovely day out there. So I might even go out there, mate. You know?
About 10 minutes, I'll be cooking food. Probably eggs and bacon. Yeah, getting better.
We were just on the Future Cannabis Project. There was an Aussie lady there. She wasn't really Aussie.
Yo. Chuck you up now, mate.
Not crap, but working for the doctors, working for the pharmacies, working for the...
Where did Sandscripts go? Did he go do something?
Hey, you have looked at the old maths we used to use, yeah?
Yeah.
You do know why we changed to the new maths, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it does work. It's just we decided to find something we thought was more
better,
uniform and easier, like possibly easier to understand. We don't measurements of old measurements come from weird shit. Decimal metric system comes from the Earth. Like it's the distance.
Yeah, the whole argument's like metric versus
and divided by whatever is 1 meter. This is where we get the measurements from the Earth. But yeah, fucking that old way still does work. It's just we moved away from it to try something new.
Yeah, but the generator doesn't.
Oh, I don't know about the generator. Yeah, I only watched the maths, and I got nothing. I got nothing against people saying frequencies do shit, because frequencies
Oh,
do
they
do
do
shit.
shit.
But there's
What do
obviously
you think
things we
headphones
don't
are?
understand.
Headphones are vibrating frequencies that can make us hear fucking words and
Yeah.
noises and songs. Headphones are an incredible piece of technology. And they're sold for nothing.
Like when I've seen enough and I actually look at these plans with enough information to, have a good crack at mentally what it's doing first before I even bother wasting any money on it. I'll be like, can that even fucking work? And then go from there.
The question is not does it work, because we know it like does something. You can make a plasma generator run on emissions, right? The question is, does it actually do anything?
Yeah, does it clean emissions?
Does it clean the emissions? Does it make it more power efficient? Rah rah rah. And until they can do that, I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah, and that's what.
No, it's not like I'm going to spend my money or go and invest my time in it. So, like, it's cool if you can get it to work, but there's a whole bunch of shit similar that, like, I'm waiting for it to work.
Hey, could humans engineer a if they had the right DNA, right, in time, could they engineer a biological energy producer battery? So, in other words, the more that you feed it, right, it's very energy efficient. It doesn't grow at a point, but instead it puts out a charge.
So, like an animal that produces
Like
electrical
an animal, like a little, it could be anything. It could be a square blob of skin, right?
They tried that with electric eels, didn't they?
And then like a little butthole, it could be anything. But the question is, okay, because what humans and animals are able to do with their food is transfer the energy very efficiently. Like one cookie.
Chemically.
Like a person might be able to live for 20 years of eating a cookie every day. That might be able to be enough to actually sustain him, believe it or not, or her, as low as nutrient factor as that is, right? But so the idea of that is saying, like, okay, how long can you live with feeding someone the least amount, right? But that means we're getting the least amount from a cookie. It's just using that as an example in size. How much energy are we getting out of that cookie? The energy is sustained life. That is the energy, right? So the question now comes to, how can we extract the sustained energy from a person from what they consume? In other words, how can we extract the energy from a cookie that a human gets into actual propulsion?
We already had those, mate. They were called slaves.
No, yes, but the difference is you got to feed them. You got to feed them. They're not really efficient because they're not really.
You got to feed everything. There's no such thing as infinite energy.
We want to transfer that to a current instead of putting it to a physical motion where people have. Well, I'm thinking about how can we could do that with a biological mass to produce energy.
All matter is transferable to energy, and energy is transferable to matter. So,
anyways,
it's just how to
where's
do
my
it.
Nobel Prize?
We know how to do it with.
That's what I want to know. See, that's all I want to know. Where's my Nobel Prize? I don't know. That's all.
It's the same sort of thing, Hooky. If you get on a bike and you plug that bike into a generator and charge your current with the bike,
it's not the same because I get it. I know where you're going. I know what you're going to say this. It is. I know everything you're going to say. It's not the same because the energy gained is less. You see, a human can get more out of a cookie.
Yeah. So what you're saying is you want something that like photosynthesizes and creates a current.
It's so much better energy transfer. If it's not 100%, it's 99.99% energy transfer, right? So, which we can't do. That's what I'm saying, because we're unable to get. Well, it's going to cost us 150% to make 100% energy. Do you know what I mean? Like, and this is the current. Or maybe it's more or less now. We can do it, but that energy transfer and that is just so little. It's minute. But could we instead engineer, not like we have rats and animals and that, a blob of like energy that we could extract from biological mass that doesn't have pain, but and all you have to do is feed it. Does that make sense? I think we could do it. It's a biological, sustainable energy source.
Right.
which is not. You don't need. It's hard to what this. I'm not going to talk
It's
about
like a plant that instead of using that photosynthesis to grow, it creates a current.
It's a lot of power. It's a lot of energy. That energy can be enough to sustain what we're doing right now, probably for one cookie, figuratively speaking.
It'd be like if you could use like bamboo's DNA to mutate it to not use any growth hormones or anything like that. It just like gets to a certain size, and then those root systems just like pump out electricity or like energy. I get what you're talking. Like, get what you're trying to say. That would be pretty cool.
Well, you can genetically edit it to a size. You can genetically edit it to state, and what it does. This could be now. You could just edit that. So you would edit it, obviously, something like that. It wouldn't have bones, or it might have bones. You know, it would be more of a gelatin type substance with an outer skin. You know, which might be artificial, of course. It'd be a biological mass, realistically, that would be capable of digesting things. Okay?
We've already got electric versions of that, though, don't we?
Yes.
I was thinking we got fucking stuff.
Solar panels.
Yes, but that's not sustainable for eternity.
No, Dyson.
No,
a Dyson sphere would be though. So that's basically a bunch of solar panels around the closest star.
So long as the sun existed, yeah, for the year-round energy source. But I suppose you could make a Dyson from the moon, realistically. I mean, there might be enough.
That's like dealing with refraction, right? Because the moon doesn't emit any light; it's just a big surface that refracts light.
Yeah. Would be easier to.
But if you had the power to take all of that energy from a star, you'd have the power to travel anywhere in the universe to get another star.
Do you mean cover the moon in solar panels? Or?
Yes, but without the flesh, Patel. True, but without the flesh, the machinery can't exist. That's true. That is true.
Do you mean like solar panels just on the moon instead of around the sun? You just have them on the moon to get all that energy and have like a big solar bank on the moon?
No, I just mean to extract the energy that's there. There is energy there.
There is, yeah.
The sun bombarded the surface of the moon for millions of years.
There's definitely energy there.
So there's energy stored in it. So we're going there to mine helium-3. That's where we're going.
But I don't think a Dyson sphere harnesses the light itself per se. It's more the heat, isn't it? It's more the energy that.
Right, photons.
Yeah. So it doesn't need a solar panel. It needs to be rotating and oscillating and sort of absorbing. Yeah, I don't know.
Either way, we'll be all long dead before we see this shit happen.
You know what they would call it? Patel? Krang. Look up Krang.
What level civilization is a Dyson sphere? It's like 2 or 3 at least, yeah?
Yeah, like 2 or 3. It's pretty advanced.
We're 100 years away from 1 and probably a million years away from 2, or like hundreds of thousands of years away from 2.
Yep. Well, it depends on technology, right? Because technology could make that gap. If we can figure out how to make people immortal, that means we have a lot more fucking hands on the table to work, get shit done.
If we get that big, we won't use material from
what if you can already?
No, we'll be using fucking whole planets worth of gold and plutonium and
what
stuff.
About this? What about if you can do that in a way, but not in your physical form in itself? All right, so not that is you aren't. The thing is, it's the physical body. It's the outer exterior that's exposed to the harsh elements of space and time, really, isn't it? Because everything else can almost be replaced. The only thing that can't be really replaced is your brain, because that's where your conscious
brain and eyes.
That's where its base is, where it communicates with your brain, doesn't it? Whether your conscience is a part of you or not, your brain, its connection is through your brain. So I'd imagine if you were to have a brain transplant.
I think some experts are starting to think that we don't have an answer for consciousness, but some are saying it's consciousness is just communication between two sections of your brain. So like the frontal cortex communicating with another part of your brain, and that's what consciousness is your brain fucking deciphering that into our monologue. Which is pretty fucking
Why would you
interesting.
have more than one conscious then? That seems like the same voice.
Yes, that's possible, right? Yeah, but I don't know. I'm not a fucking consciousness expert, but it does fucking keep me up at night, Hookie.
No, we're just pondering. We're wondering. We're philosophizing, dude. We're not doctors. We're allowed to talk about this. Like, don't be afraid to make suggestions. This is how humans come to
lizard people, mate. Oi, PTP. I was listening to that fucking Tucker Carlson thing, and he just gets right into the ripper. It's like, yeah, fucking, there's spiritual fucking, people.
I watched it too. He's talking shit. This is where he lost me. I like Tucker Carlson until I saw that interview. I was like, are you serious, Tucker? Come on, mate.
But that's the thing. I take a lot of what he says seriously. He's just a normal bloke.
Yeah, he's
and
a normal bloke.
He's got a lot of like high up there contacts too. Like he's a big head out there. And if he's talked to hundreds of people about this.
Out of this then?
It's the only reason I ever listen to anything he says, because he knows people that I don't, and he may actually
and is rational about it, right? He tries to be as rational as possible. And he's saying, like, look, it seems like it's not aliens that are using these UFOs that the fucking Pentagon's found. It's probably some other fucking thing underground, some spiritual creature underground in our ocean. And I'm like, I don't know about all this.
Some military guys that I watch.
I think it's just China. They've got some fucking crazy
They look at some of the footage and they're like, does anyone notice the similarity in the drone pictures to UFO pictures?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're like, this is us. I'm telling you. We just don't know. Yeah. And hopefully it's us and not China us.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think it's probably humans. Like propulsion engines. We've been doing propulsion engines for a long time.
I've been watching something on planes recently. A bit of stuff on planes. SR-71 doesn't have a top speed. Its top speed that it's set at is because it will melt if it goes faster.
Yeah.
So
thermodynamics starts to fuck it up.
You know when that thing was built, it was designed in the 50s. Right? That thing is so fucking old. Imagine what they got now. Right?
They're just gonna get better materials, figure out better materials that can deal with the heat, like Monel and stuff like that.
Everyone's worried about scramjets, hypersonics. Fucking America just received a UAV with running scramjets in it. They had this shit for like 40 years. We just get to see it way late. All the planes that led up to this, there's one in the middle that's sort of pretended it didn't exist, but that's just because it's probably still in use. When it starts outliving its usefulness, we'll get to see it.
So you think there's like some fucking deeper secret underground, like human fucking society with all this tech or something?
No,
like
I just think the military-industrial complex is further along than they are, and the military have certain things, and then obviously for some reason they didn't want to buy certain products in mass.
So you think military is just lying? They're going, we don't know what they are, but they know what they are.
I'm pretty sure that we got some cool stuff that would make people think it's aliens. Yeah,
probably, but yeah. Especially how fucking some of the planes we built are crazy. So,
and if it is aliens, they got to be local. Like,
that's the thing. The universe is entirely too vast.
Spiritual, okay, but spiritual. I mean, okay, you're gonna. Let's do that. All right, let's break this down.
Yeah.
All right, I get this. I get the two, but now he's combining the two. You see what he's done? He's just gone and combined like. And Joe Rogan has sat there and didn't question him. He didn't go, look, like, come on, what are you doing here? You
Yeah,
know,
it's because
and
they have the same thoughts, mate. They have the same beliefs.
yeah, crackpots, part of the whole conglomerate of people now who are getting walk the walk, talk the talk, go to their own special different island. I'm just saying, doesn't make sense to me. Now they've brought two complete conspiracies. Not only have they brought aliens or whatever other life form, but they brought it to spiritual aliens.
No,
And they
they're not
live under
saying
the sea.
aliens. They're not
Under the
saying
sea,
aliens.
under the sea,
They're
under the
saying.
next time, now they're going
I
to
think
say,
he's trying to say
right,
everything but
the
humans
Little
to try
Mermaid
to keep
lives there
himself
as
out of
well.
trouble.
They're going to say the Little Mermaid lives there. And there's a guy with a trident as well. You know what I mean? There's a guy the guy under the sea carries a trident. I bet they're going to say, and his name is Arthur. you can bet my bull bags on it. His name is Arthur, and he has a trident.
It all comes down to the Jews, Hook. They just want to blame it on the Jews again.
Yeah, well, maybe they do, but I can tell you what, there's some he can. There's a whole big superficial world out there. It's very hard, but it's good when you can get the popcorn and just go. But of course, some of them makes you want to throw the popcorn at the world, you know. But it just goes in front of you. It's like, fuck you, world. Throw the popcorn at the world. It doesn't hit them, but hey, you just roll with it. Bring all the conspiracies together, and then we put on the biggest platform in the world with the biggest, and it convinces us. But I just think it's absolutely crazy. It's lost his mind, and so is the world.
Yeah, like that's the thing. I don't think there's aliens or some sort of creature underground. I just think that's fucking absurd. I think if there was, we would have picked that shit up with LiDAR by now.
You know, there have been people in the past who have said there's stuff underground. Like, not one either, you know. But again, I don't know. But if something did live here, it's got to be under the ocean or under the ground. Otherwise, we would have fucking seen it. If it's got technology, where's it building all its stuff?
Yeah, that's the thing. When we've done like scans of the whole ocean, we know basically the depth and all of that of the whole ocean. We would see if there are structures down there that we didn't build.
I think they don't. I think they lie.
That level of refinement we don't have yet. We know the depths and all that, but we don't have the resolution yet in basically 98% of the
make us believe it, so we don't go and do it.
But they are doing it.
They are slowly doing it. I believe that they are.
Yeah, doing, but
well, it's a lot of time and money, Hook. I think people don't realize that we can't just do shit as soon as we click our fingers. If the government says we can do it, we can do it. The government's just a bunch of people.
And how much? What's the ratio of water to Earth? Like 1/6 land.
Yeah, there's heaps of fucking water.
Yeah, it's going to take a while for boats to drive around. Some of them are out there paid for to do that. Others are doing jobs and then they just turn on radars while they're doing their jobs, and whatever paths they go on get mapped while they're out there. But yeah, it's going to take a while.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I'll live to see the answer to any of this bullshit, man. I'll just make fucking claims, and hopefully one day someone will be watching this YouTube channel 40 years from now and go, oh, he fucking knew. Nostradamus.
For me, when we have these conversations, it's more like bouncing probabilities of the future, yeah, and then wondering which ones are more likely.
50-50 on the war currently, apparently. That's the mathematics. 50% chance. Yeah.
Which war? Which one? With who?
World War III. I don't know what that fucking means. Russia and China versus the rest. I don't know.
Well, it actually means it's got to be, I think, about a certain amount, maybe more than 2 or 3 different or 6 different countries. So two wars going on, major wars with major powers. I think there needs to be throughout 3 or 3 continents.
Russia, China, Iran.
Europe, continent of Europe at war, continent of I don't know, Africa, maybe. I'm not sure how it works. What defines a world war? I'm going to find out right now. Just let me put my Billy down.
What defines Alexa?
Well, Monty's not here, so
May involving large nations. Okay.
Most or all of the world's
A
powers.
war involving many nations in all different parts of the world. The name commonly given to the wars in 1914 to 18 and 1939 to 45, although only second of those was truly a global war. So it has to be a global war.
Yeah, it's an international conflict that involves most or all of the world's major powers. So if I can.
I don't know what I described it as, but I said any of that. But,
Yeah, it was close enough, man. Fucking time for a bong, boys.
so basically, all you need now is basically the US. You got Russia, Ukraine. You got the other two, and major powers, which is
Yeah, basically we're waiting for China to go after.
US.
No, they want to go after fucking
Taiwan.
Taiwan. Yeah.
But and then USA might just go, nah, you can fight yourself.
Yeah, that's what will probably happen because we don't want a world war.
But yeah, and you know what? If they do take it, I think if they start to encroach more in Australian land, we don't want that. China must stay on the northern hemisphere. We don't want China on the southern hemisphere. Period. They can stay out. Period. Do it. You don't want China to move down to the.
They're very close to us, Hook. That's the problem.
Yeah, so don't let them encroach anymore. Simple as that. So that's why we need USA to kick their ass. Say, no, you ain't coming forward anymore.
Well, we could take China down ourselves, mate.
They got to do their side of the bargain now. You know what I mean? Which is protecting Taiwan.
I think basically we're at the technology. Like we have so much technology now. It's basically who attacks first is going to be the winner. It's like if Australia just like fuck this and just started fucking bombing the shit out of China, we just win. You just fucking win. We're like, yep, leave us alone.
I don't know. We didn't need to. We couldn't do much about it except bomb them at sea if they come to us. But the point is, we don't want them that close because they're just.
We could do missile strikes from our land. It's so close to us. But yeah, no, I don't think we want to. That'd probably fuck us up. There's a lot of them, man.
A lot of people, and they got nukes. We don't have nukes.
Yeah, but we do have like anti-nuke systems to a degree.
Yeah,
at least.
There's nothing good enough though, because if there was, we would have already went to war with countries that had nukes.
Yeah. So the problem is you getting them once they leave the atmosphere is not a big deal, but then like all of that toxic shit still like goes somewhere. It's in our atmosphere still. Doesn't really solve the problem. It just solves the mass casualties on the impact.
Yeah, all that crap's got to land somewhere.
I don't know if it would just evaporate into the fucking like upper atmosphere and become a problem there, or if it would fucking be heavier and drop down.
You would target the main body of the vehicle. You wouldn't target the entry vehicle. You'd target the main body of the vehicle to send it out, so it never gets there, and then it'll just won't activate and fall to the earth and
nuke themselves.
As long as you don't hit the fucking entry vehicle, you shouldn't disperse any harsh shit anyway. Hey, later.
We need fucking satellites, mate. Satellites with lasers.
Star Wars.
Yeah, mate. Just fucking
talking about that. In the 80s, America spent a lot of money on that fucking Star Wars program. Lasers in space.
It's not a terrible idea. Not a great idea either, though, is it?
I've seen again, apparently Russia's floating the concept of putting a giant mirror around the Earth to put the sun down on the Earth during night time for solar and solar power and growing veggies. And
wouldn't that heat up the Earth a lot?
You would think so, wouldn't you?
Bye-bye solar polar caps.
Yeah, that's why when I seen it being revisited, new videos of it, I go, well, what the fuck? What are we going recircling back around to this for?
We just have to turn on a big air conditioner at the same time and fucking even it out, you know? Fucking hell. Who the fuck is your picture of Google? Fuck, it makes me moist.
That Tucker interview goes for like an hour and a half, doesn't it?
Yeah, I haven't watched it all yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, started getting into the wild shit. I was fucking, I'll ask you boys if you've watched it all. And then fucking, I've been up here the whole time, so I'll watch it later tonight.
I did hear about it. I've seen it on the feed this morning. But no, I haven't had a look yet. So much fucking shit to catch up on.
Yeah.
I only watched part one of that fucking mathematics on that generator. Or mathematics, but it's going to help explain this generator. Bloody googly.
ChatGTP is a fucking fantastic resource, by the way, boys.
Using the free, there's a free version, isn't
there?
Yeah. I haven't tried it yet. Oh, well. Who's in there? I watched some video about AI like ChatGTP and that. Apparently they're starting to go crazy. They used to look for what we put in the world and give it to us, and now they've put so much into the world that they find in their own results, and it's messing them up. In the end, they'll just, from what they can see, it'll just turn into fucking just weird shit that's got nothing to do with what you're looking for. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, you're all good, mate. Would you two just go hold hands and get along? Google and Frattel? Fuck's sakes. Well, I'm going to fucking give you radio silence for 2 minutes. I'm going to go make a fucking sandwich.
Good. Not a bad day. Turn the solar up a bit. Are you fucking looking up on your chat GTP?
Oh, nothing right now. I normally just fucking I use it to get chemical reactions and stuff like that.
No.
It's really good for like synthesizing drugs.
Yeah, well, it's got all the information, all access to the information.
Yeah, it's just better at like organizing information than a human brain is. So.
And quicker.
Went to go make a fucking sandwich. The lady got bread out the car earlier, and fucking it was moldy. It's fucking moldy.
Why not?
It's beautiful.
Hey, Jules. I'll make sure one of you still live a bit later. Then I don't have to. I'll come and say hello. Oh, did you see Iran picking on the drone that bombed them? Oh, it's like your little kid drones. Well, how come we couldn't stop it then?
They stopped most of them.
No, the ones Israel lobbed at Iran.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't stop shit.
Yeah, they're throwing shade, but at the same time, they're like, if you don't do anything from here, though, we still consider the matter closed.
Yeah, they didn't want to fucking see what happens if they go again.
Yeah. They already said if this one happens, that they'll fucking retaliate. That's not happening. Alright, everyone. We gotta get some foods.
Peace.
We'll a bit later on today, or in the arvo. Thanks for popping in. We'll see you all on the next one.